I was lucky enough to be on a panel that talks about enrollment challenges within the rare disease clinical trials. Well, I think the challenges are different. So enrollment and finding your population is a much bigger challenge in a rare disease than it is in just a regular clinical trial. So it's very important to know the patient population that you're trying to reach, to have those connections with patient advocacy groups, to know, the natural history of rare diseases is unknown. So all of these steps come before a successful clinical trial. And so those are just some of the challenges inherent in the rare disease clinical trial landscape. Well, there's a saying in rare disease, nothing about us without us, this idea that you have to understand what's important to the patient, what improves their quality of life. Otherwise, we're trying to fix problems that aren't really problems. So this idea of prioritizing how the patient and the family often feel about, what are the biggest barriers in their lives and how can we mitigate those with gene therapies or small molecules or whatever. You have to make sure your target is right so that your endpoints are right, and you can't do that without patient involvement. You can't do that without understanding the life that they live and the challenges that arise there. So they have to be included at the very first step, and not just in surveys, but in actual conversations, in an actual, input in how you design the clinical trial. So it can't just be lip service. It has to be at every step of the game in order to get their involvement and their buy-in, which is so critical for these clinical trials. Well, at Longboard, so that's where I'm currently employed, so a sponsor that has a couple of different drugs devoted to rare diseases. We include the patient at every step of the way, and so we have patient advisory boards. We have a very strong department devoted to advocacy and to medical affairs, so we meet the patients where they are, at their conferences, at larger, conferences like this, So it's that engagement at every step of the way. And to Longboard's credit, they brought me in as site engagement and patient enrollment, not only because of my role as a former caregiver, but also recognizing the value of the experience gained from working in the rare disease world.